Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal and I do apologize about my voice, I do have a flu, but today we're gonna be talking about Netflix The Witcher because I did come across a very interesting article. Why Netflix The Witcher adapted the books and not the video games. I thought people were done with this, but at least we have the showrunner giving her answer on the topic. This is what she said. I think American audiences mostly know about Geralt of Rivia from the video games. The answer is very simple though, and it's that the video games are based on the books. They are an adaptation of the books. For me, it didn't make sense to make an adaptation of something. What that does is allow us to tell the Witcher story, but just in a different way. And this is true. If they adapted, the video games into this, you would have to follow certain guidelines on how you portray that world, because that is how CD Projekt sees The Witcher. That is not how Sapkowski sees The Witcher, this is just their adaptation. Now, Netflix did take a different route. When you watch the show, it does feel different than the games, which is good, and even though it has certain flaws, all of the good elements will keep you interested and engaged in the show. She also adds, I think a lot of video game fans are concerned that we're taking something from them, that we're usurping something that's theirs, and the truth is, I love the video games. They are not going anywhere, they are insanely successful. I can only hope our show is that successful. The video games are not going anywhere, and the books are not going anywhere. This is just a third way to enjoy the same characters and this world. I like the reasoning behind this. Certainly Henry Cavill also stated before the release that the fans have the right to be passionate about this and that they should keep an open mind. And when you think about the changes from, let's say, the books, because the argument I've heard was, okay, you're adapting from the books, we'll stick to the books. Obviously, to keep the show interesting, to keep the show paced well, even though they do have some pacing issues, you do have to make some changes. And keep in mind, this series is an adaptation of the books, so of course some things are not going to be the same. Of course they are going to implement some of the things, the vision they have for this universe. And it's important that the characters are captured well. I certainly enjoyed Geralt, Yennefer, Cyrilla, Jaskier and everyone else, with some risky changes from the books that can be fixed later on, since the show is going to be more linear from now on. That's something they promised. And I didn't like all the characters, but most of them I did. And I am not talking about skin color, I'm talking about if an actor can play that role, and most did. As I said, for me, Triss didn't really stand out so much. Even some of the choices in the script made me go, this is kind of flat writing, but nothing too scary. Every season has its ups and downs, this is normal. But to go back to the adaptation thing, this was a problem from the start. People expecting the video game adaptation, even though it has been stated it is from the books. And the outlines are there, but still the show tells the story of the books. In the end, this was good for CD Projekt. The game surpassed 100,000 players on Steam alone. This is what Lauren talked about. The world is not going to be ruined. They showed potential, and we can finally meet all the characters from the books, and people who only play the games, let's say, didn't read the books, can learn a thing or two about the world and character history. I mean, just imagine the outrage if they actually adapted from the video games and changed something. And look, it does make sense. CD Projekt Red did great. That is their, version of the universe. We all love it. And on the other hand, I applaud Netflix for doing their own thing, not trying to copy stuff and expect it to work, because if these people were lazy, they would just, copy the things from the video games, they would copy some of those things and, hope to God that it works, and usually it doesn't. That's why a lot of adaptations go wrong, because they either don't follow the source material to the end, they try to do something in the middle and ultimately not, making their own atmosphere. And Netflix The Witcher made their own atmosphere, which is good. That means a lot of people, including me, are going to be interested in the later seasons, Also, Steve Project loves the show, there is some true passion behind it, and it works, you know? Actually, it's doing better than I expected. Now, regarding Season 2, keep in mind that the pre-production is on its way. I believe we got the news they were scouting some locations in Scotland, which might be the location for Skellige, which is interesting. Now, we will see how this develops later. I am certain media is going to be swooping in on them, especially now that their popularity is on an all-time high. But hey, this is everything I have for today. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Also, tell me down below what you think about this and join our growing community on Twitter and Discord. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.